There's no debate the Aston Martin Vantage is one of the best looking sports cars on the planet. I mean, just look at it. But it hasn't always been the sharpest tool in the shed, until now. The new Vantage is due to arrive in Australia later this year, and pricing starts at $410,000 before options and on-road costs. And trust me, there's plenty of expensive options you can tick. Carbon ceramic brakes, sports seats, and myriad choices you can make to turn this Aston into exactly what you want. On the outside, the new Vantage is announced by this very Aston front end. There's a wider, larger grille opening, additional cooling intakes, and all new matrix LED headlamps. It also features a side strake on the front fenders with larger vents. There's no denying it looks tougher than before, and yet somehow remains just as classy. Underneath, there's bigger radiators and extra coolers, all for one reason: more power. Aston has unshackled the Vantage's AMG sourced 4-litre twin-turbo V8. There's new internals, new cams, new turbos, and as a result, the 2024 Vantage delivers almost 490 kilowatts. That's over 650 horsepower. All that power has been harnessed by a heavily revised transmission as well. The ZF 8-speed automatic gets faster shift times, and the electronic controlled limited slip diff has a shorter final drive ratio for better acceleration. Plus, there's an all-new launch control and a race-style adjustable traction control system derived from Aston's GT3 car. The steering has been retuned, the body is stiffer, and the Vantage gets smarter adaptive dampers. This is way more than your average facelift. This is a repositioning of the Vantage both in the Aston lineup, but also in the sports car world. If you thought the Vantage looked good on the outside, cop a load of this cabin. It is so dramatic. This interior fuses handcrafted quality with more high-tech than ever before. There's lashings of leather, Alcantara, carbon fibre on the dash, and alloy highlights everywhere. And the race-style bucket seats are snug yet also comfortable. But the biggest change is this centre console and widescreen display. Like the DB12, gone is that previous generation Mercedes switchgear and screens. But none of this would really count if the Vantage wasn't up to snuff on the road and on the track. You don't have to drive very far or very fast to understand this is a very different piece of work from the previous generation Vantage. And then, at a touch of a button and the turn of a dial, it unleashes an altogether beast, from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. This V8 engine is a cracker. Listen to it. I swear you'll end up driving like an idiot just to hear it sing and clear its throat, but also to feel that immense rush of torque as it squeezes you back into the seat. This thing is properly quick in a straight line, 0 to 100 kilometres an hour in 3.4 seconds, and a top speed of around 330 kilometres an hour. The last Vantage could certainly go around corners, but it wasn't in this league. This is a much sharper, much more focused, much more capable car. It certainly makes it a much more involving drive. The guys have tried to make and give this car some white space. It's both luxurious, but it's extremely competent. And I reckon they've hit that nail on the head. This is a car that's tremendously confidence-inspiring. The mechanical grip on it is excellent. You know, you can wind back the traction control really to quite high levels, as I have now, and it's still got really, really good natural grip. Of course, some of that credit needs to go to these Michelin tyres. They're bespoke, they're made particularly for the Vantage, both in terms of construction and in also compound. And they are quite something. Of course, the Vantage can be provoked to behave very differently, but you don't have to be Fernando Alonso to feel like a hero behind the wheel. The adjustable traction control has 8 individual settings. 1 to 4 are recommended for slippery surfaces, while 5 to 8 allow for varying degrees of slip angle on the racetrack. And there's plenty of slip when it's dialed to number 8. This is definitely no longer an old man's Aston. In this generation of Vantage, Aston has moved the car up. It's now a destination in its own right. It's no longer just the entry-level Aston. There's no doubt the DB12 raised the bar in terms of super sport performance for Aston Martin. This car does the same, and then a little bit more. We thought the DB12 moved the Aston game on substantially, but with this new Vantage, it absolutely doubles down on that. For so long, Aston's been a brand that relied on style over substance. That's no longer the case with this new Aston. Look out AMG, look out Porsche, the Vantage is on the way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell us what you think of the new Aston Martin Vantage in the comments.